Well done.
Flourish Explorer.
Yeah, running a little bit deep, but there's many different lines through that part of the track.
Yeah,
now pulling in through this high-speed area of the circuit. 3-4 chicane, very quick here. And now to the chicane of turn 6 and 7. One of the more awkward parts of the circuit, I'd say. Very tricky on traction at the exit of 7 there, where he's just coming through now. The DRS opens for the second time on the lap, and hard onto the brakes. Fourth gear for Mr. Flourish Expire through this tricky chicane where the curbs are very high and very spinny. And now to the hairpin, the best photogenic place on the circuit. We're seeing him just coming through here in this nice aerial camera shot and exiting down the back straight. The DRS opens as he's going to power to over 320 kilometers an hour, Moose, and he's just got one chicane to go. The big bunny hop. How much curb are you willing to take? Takes quite a bit of it, flying up to the wall of champions, and he's going to set the first lap of the session. What's it going to be?
1.94.
And we're into a 9.4 to lay down the gauntlet, and I think we're going to see much faster throughout the rest of qualifying, but not a bad place to be starting.
Well, mate, I'll throw a ask easy at you, mate. What's qualifying time going to be tonight?
I think pole position is going to be an 8.0. But I think we could be seeing 7s. You know, I'm going to say 7.9.
I'm going to go a bit more optimistic. I think we'll see a 7.6. I think a couple of these boys are red hot.
They are very quick, some of these guys, and anyone could pull it out of the bag. It's all about whether you're willing to risk it.
Another Ask Easy here. Your thoughts on the Toby Green suspension?
Look, I've never been a fan of the bloke, so I'm well and truly happy to see him rubbed out for the next 3 weeks, and I would love it even more if they actually made it to the grand final.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'll weigh in here as someone that used to umpire local footy. It's not enough, and the AFL do need to be appealing his suspension. I had something similar happen to me a few years ago, where I got slapped by a runner, and that runner consequently got life ban and a very substantial fine. So I think Toby Green's well and truly got himself lucky if 3 weeks is all he gets.
It definitely, it's not exactly the most severe of penalties, and I think he could have been right on the head there. As much as I'd love to see him out for 3 weeks, I think more could have been done, so we'll wait and see. The lap times are coming in, and we're running on with Darkness Abyss here as he's just coming through the final chicane now. Goes in a very deep, which is going to cost him on the exit. Nick Maguga's fastest at a 9.4. And Darkness Abyss puts himself up into 3rd position. So the driver's just getting a feel for it, but I'm seeing a lot of imbalance out there at the moment, mate. So driver's not exactly enjoying it too much at the moment.
Well, mate, it was a big thing of last night, was just how easy it is. Oh, as Johnny and Fours touched the wall of champions there. It was very prevalent just how easy it was to invalidate your lap time last night. I'd done a fair bit of time trial in the hours and the days leading up to last night's Grand Prix, and it was just so hard to get a proper lap in. So very easy to touch the walls, but it's very, very easy to invalidate here on the streets of Montreal.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And Noodles, Cheyenne Gurning, and CAFC Tom, thank you for the follows, guys. You've joined us here for Q1 action. We're on with Crazy Kiwi, he's been struggling to get underway in Season 2 here after he had such good pace in Season 1.
I think it's, like you said, the season's still very, very early, and I think Crazy Kiwi, he's got some very good results in him. We've seen just how good of a driver he is throughout last season for some of his appearances, and so far in the pre-season testing he looked very, very quick indeed. So I expect big things from him here tonight, because he seems to enjoy the street circuits a little bit more than perhaps the open circuit.
Yes, he does. And another man who enjoyed the street circuit of Monaco was VSR Roscoe. He's gone up to P1 by what is half a second at the moment, so a very good lap time from Roscoe in that Red Bull. Obviously, he missed the first couple of rounds of the season, so he needs some good results to get him back into the picture of the championship.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And for the viewers at home, I think we've got about 70 in here at the moment. So If you do have a question for us, use the hashtag AskDeezy or the hashtag AskMoosey. But we do have another hashtag AskDeezy, mate. You're getting a lot of love here tonight. I'm feeling a little left out. How many safety cars before lap 10?
Lap 10? Alright, we're going to go with 1, but 2 could be very high on the cards. We've got another one as well. What my capabilities around this circuit. Well, if you want to find that out, tune in tomorrow night for the Tier 1 action. Or you can tune in on as well as Sunday on my own personal Twitch. I'll be doing a bit of Canada twice this week, so we'll be seeing what my pace is like, or how many spins I go for as Buddy just touches on how long I spin. It's you know, it's a common occurrence. But there you go, Moosies. There's an hashtag Ask Moosey for you.
Oh, is there? How long did I umpire local footy for? 10 years. 10 years. Would have umpired probably 200 or 300 junior football games. Probably about half that in senior football games. Tried out for the VFL, didn't make the cut. Yeah.
Mate, you're getting a bit of love now. What's your favourite flavour of Big M, mate?
Gee. I'm not a big fan of milk, mate. Chocolate. You can't go past the chocolate milk, I don't think.
You can't go past a chalky milk. There's nothing better than a chalky milk.
I'll tell you what, mate. This is a good one to put up as a poll. Chicken twisties versus cheese twisties.
I'm just not a big twisties guy myself.
Oh, that's poor. That's really
I'm
poor.
more of a sweet tooth guy. I'm more of a chocolate guy in terms of or over savoury snacks. But we're on board with Absolute. He's making his first full-time appearance in the AlphaTauri outfit. So he's moved from the Alfa Romeo from Tier 3 to the AlphaTauri Tier 2. So he's going to be going against his rivals, Jake Kelly and Mr. Fury Strat. And only 13th at the moment. We know we've got some more pace than that. Who else is out there at the moment? Fury, he's on an invalid. So he's tabbed F1. Your teammate Dino, he's just kicking off a lap.
Suicide is on a lap.
Suicide. Yes, he is. Suicide 5 is out there. And he's pushing into the hairpin now. And fortunately, we haven't seen many drivers having too many issues at this stage of qualifying. We haven't really seen any front wings missing from, or any end plates missing from front wings. So they're going well so far, but still early days.
Yeah, that they are, but we still have just under half the grid without a lap time, with about half the time in the session gone. So track limits playing a huge part here at the moment. And with the lap times we're seeing, are they just sacrificing a little bit of pace early just to find themselves a nice groove? Because I would have suspected they would have been going a little bit faster than they currently are.
Yeah, maybe just leaving a little bit in the tank as opposed to ending up in the wall at some point too early on. We've seen many drivers do that across the division, so you've got to know when to push at 100% and when to just keep a little bit in the tank, as Absolute improves to P2 there at a 9.243. So nice little lap time from him. Here comes Fury and Dino from 20 fan. What can they set? Fury goes 7th and Dino goes into the 8th. So joins VSR Roscoe on the front row here in Q1 on an 8.9.
I'm not sure if you've mucked this question up or whether I just don't understand it, mate, but 1.5 drivers through on mediums.
Yeah, because you can't. It's basically saying, will one get through on mediums, or will 2 or more get through on mediums? That's what it's saying.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you bet on the line on the old Sportsbet account in the same game multi, or the hashtag OSRL Zinger Bucket multi. Ooh. And Darkness Abyss, he's out there pushing for Alpine. Who else is out there? Tactical Genius in reserve. He's on an invalid, however, so coming into the pit lane, he is sounding a little bit like Yoda there, mate. I'm not sure if you're a Star Wars fan. Pushing he is.
I'm not sure if Nat Hammer is taking a little bit of the PI 55 with that hashtag Ask Moosey for the weather predictions. But you know what? I said it was going to rain, and then I looked at the weather last night and it wasn't going to rain, but it ended up raining in the race. So my weather prediction was spot on last night.
It sure was, Moosey, as Darkness goes up into 6th position, but it's very tight. Even from P1 down to P15 or P16, it's just over a second, so it is a short circuit, meaning the lap times are a bit more condensed, but you've got to put in every bit of it, every thousandth will count here.
Yeah.
And we still have 4 drivers without a time, so they need to get out soon.
Mate, 6/10 is what separates P4 from P... what is that? P14. So, that's not a lot. That is about as long as it takes to blink. So it is all to play for here, with about 5 minutes to go.
And you will miss it. Yes, blink and you'll miss it. And just remembering that M-Stone and Kraken, they are on qualifying bans, so we'll only be losing 3 who are
Kurt,
participating.
what are you doing?
I think I'd rather fight 100 duck-sized horses. Ducks are terrifying.
Oh, that got me.
We're on board with Nut Hammer, mate, in the Haas. Coming down the back straight.
I think one duck-sized horse would hurt.
That's what I'm going with the 100 horse-sized ducks, because you can just stomp them.
Well, would they kick you?
Well, they'd only be able to kick your ankle, so I think you're good.
We've actually got a legitimate hashtag Ask Moosey. Have I always driven far chase cam, or do I drive? Have I driven other camera angles? I've only ever driven that far chase cam, so that's why I prefer Moose Cam, as you guys have happily named it. But yeah, I've dabbled lately in trying to change it. It's just a matter of me getting comfortable with a new camera angle.
It's like changing anything, assists or controller to wheel. It just takes time. So,
well,
sure
I've got a wheel sitting in the baby's nursery that I haven't used yet. So it's migrated from in front of the PlayStation to in the back room to in the other back room to in the baby's room. So if anyone wants to buy a G29, hit me up.
Well, speaking of G29s, I've got one for sale as well. So hook me up. Hashtag Stand Easy. Find me on the Discord. And if anyone's looking for a G29 in Melbourne, I'm your guy.
No, I'm your guy.
For his first lap time. Oh, we're both from Melbourne, so with a 5 kilometre radius, they might fall within one of us. But Tab goes up into P1. Yes, he does. That was a very good lap. We're on board for the entirety of it. So Tab's going well. We're going board with Tactical Genius, who's coming towards the end of the lap. We've got a few followers coming in. It's me, Ducky, Maniac 197, and Miles 321. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. Welcome. Me and Moose are having just a bit of banter here in Q1 as we watch the drivers setting their lap times. As Tactical Genius now improves to first, so looks like he's got some speed here tonight.
Yeah, we like that. The Ferrari boys. We had a fair night for points last night. I think it was our best result as a team in Tier 3 last night. And the Ferrari boys, they're just starting to get it going a little bit. There's some good pace in a lot of those Ferrari cars now. So it is all starting 100%. To happen.
And maybe some of these, well, obviously they didn't play an effect on your races last night, but maybe some of these minor handling changes could play into the hands of some of these drivers. It might suit some, it might not suit others. So it'd be interesting to see how all that works out. Brad Tay, he's just invalidated his 5th run on these soft compounded tyres. So just getting a bit of a practice session, it indicates for Brad Tay. Might not have had the time during the week to get it done. So taking full advantage of Q1. We'll go to Mr. Fury Strat, coming down the back straight here, setting down in P12, which for someone of Fury's caliber doesn't belong there, but he just struggles to qualify at times, does Fury.
Yeah, that he does. He's got tremendous pace throughout the race though, which is always helps him throughout.
Yeah, he's got very good consistency. He just lacks that one lap flair that other drivers like Johnny M4 have. They're sort of, if you combine the two, you'd almost have the perfect driver, the one lap pace and the consistency across a race stint. But it'll all come to them eventually, I'm sure, as they continue to improve.
Not improving at the moment. Crazy Kiwi is on the lap, and M-Stone, J Kelly and Kraken have not come out of the pits yet. I think you said Kraken and M-Stone will not come out of the pits as they are serving qualifying bans.
Qualifying ban for them. Joe Kelly, not sure why he hasn't ventured out, and it's too late for him to venture out now. Suicide 5 stays 17th with his latest attempt. We'll go to Donny. He's coming around the back half of the lap now, coming towards the hairpin. And he's got to find a little bit more time. He's sitting down there in P15 at the moment, but he's got the likes of, he's got Crazy Kiwi and Suicide 5 behind. So if he can just find a couple more positions, he'll make himself safe. But most of the guys out there, down in that part of the leaderboard, they're out on track looking to improve.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And we've had another hashtag Ask Deezy, hashtag Ask Moosey, red or white wine, mate.
I'm not a big wine drinker, Moosey. I don't know if I'm just not mature enough for it yet.
That is exactly it.
I love a beer. I love a bit of bourbon and whiskey. I love tequila. I love a good tequila shot. I'm just anything that's got a high percentage of alcohol. Give it to me and I'll down it.
I am
still young
I'm
and
very, very in the same boat as you. I am a big Scotch drinker, but Suicide 5 is around, but he keeps it out of the wall. And
he does.
Wow, big moment then for him there at the Wall of Champions.
Oh no, he's collected Nat Hammer as he tried to get going again. So Nat Hammer will not feature in qualifying, even if Crazy Kiwis are is unable to displace him. So he's coming through the final corner now. The accident's still on the racing line, which could hamper him a bit. That's very dangerous. A big collision.
And he doesn't improve.
He doesn't improve, but it still means that Nat Hammer will start 15th, mate, and he's going to be pretty upset at that. And he just came across a stationary Alpine there who unfortunately spun. And these things happen on this street circuit in Montreal, Moose.
Yeah, that they do, and that's why you have to pay extra attention to the yellow flags going on around the circuit. So that is Q1 all done and dusted. Your 5 drivers that we have lost, or 6 drivers we'll call it, is Kraken, Jay Kelly and M Stone all not setting a lap time. 2 of those men serving qualifying bans. Suicide 5 there, unlucky for him down in P17. Crazy Kiwi in P16, maybe just getting a little bit hampered there at the end by that accident. And we'll include Nat Hammer because he will not take part in Q2 in P15.
Yeah, that's right. And surprised by the pace of Tactical Genius. Don't really know too much about him, but it looks like he's got some good speed in that Ferrari. Tabbed. We know he had the pace last week. Last week's race winner out in Baku, Azerbaijan. And so he loves a good street circuit, by the looks of it, does Tab.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll just get back to to our hashtag Ask Moosey from before. I am a big Scotch drinker, but my wife loves wine. So I've introduced the hashtag Ask Mrs. Moose. And I've sent her a text message from the other room. So we'll find out if it's red or white wine in a minute.
That's it, mate. Bang! Forever Shack.
Forever
goes
Shack.
Another 5 subs.
How many's that, mate? Am I close?
Well, I think we're at, what does that make it? 11?
12?
11 now?
No, we've
11,
had two 5s and 3 along the way. So I think we're even at 13.
Oh, we're up there. We're going strong. We're on for a good night. So thank you to Forever Shack. And I think that was to get himself ahead of Urban Scyther on the leaderboard. Shack now has 25 and has that red gifters emote. He also sports the top position on the bits leaderboard as well. So Shack putting that Macca's money into the OSRL PayPal account. We love it.
So we have the most confusing answer from my wife.
What she said?
Red wine on a cold night, white wine during the day. So that is the first ever hashtag Ask Mrs. Moose has been answered.
Well, there you go. It's not an uncommon thing, you know. White wine during the day, red wine at night, especially with a dinner, nice warm dinner. And we're hearing from Roscoe in the chat that he's sporting a bit of a special helmet inspired by Mrs.
She's
someone
she's made
in
the
the
chat. She's made the Twitch chat. I like that. She'll be very tough with herself, I'm sure.
Someone in the Moose House has to have a bit of intelligence, eh?
Wow! Wow! That's a fair call though.
Taking no prisoners tonight, Moosey.
No, that's fair enough too, mate. And as we get into this Q2 session, one of us will try and be a little bit professional here, mate. As two people have opted for the medium compound tyre at the moment. I dare say a lot of these guys that are out there on soft compound tyres will just be setting a delta lap, as we have seen numerous times in the past. Something for them to chase once they opt to put that medium compound tyre on, as Whitey has come in with another 5 gift subs. So Whitey making it rain as well from the top of the tree.
It's an investment straight out of the OS4 PayPal account. Getting those viewers into the chat, and Darkness Abyss sets off for the first lap time of the session, joined closely in company by Mr. Fury strapped behind. And let's see what they can do. A couple of drivers out there on the mediums early on, but it is very early to be out there on the mediums, as the track will ramp up towards the end of the session. As Jake Sando, my teammate in P1 and my brother, comes in with his 3-month sub. So congratulations to you on spending your money on the OSRL channel, mate. We appreciate it. It's about the only thing he spends money on. He's a bit of a... Donny around in the wall there at the Exodus 7. And I'm saying a little early on.
Yeah, he's got
not exactly an easy traction zone there.
He's got to try and just move forwards and backwards a little bit so that he doesn't get disqualified from the session, and he's done it very well. So Donny facing the right way again, and he's away.
Yes, he is. Darkness is coming to finish off his lap. And I think he's just moved out of the way of Fury. I think he's setting a delta lap time to go later on. There's the sub wars heating up, Moosey. The level 4 hype train's up and running.
Mate, the hype train, 4th week in a row, the hype train has made an appearance. So zing on and let's get this hype train to level 5.
That's it, mate. Zing on. I think you need to make up the difficulty on the hype train. It is something you can do.
Is it?
Nick Magoo. It is. It's on. I think it's just on this default setting at the moment, but you can up the difficulty per se to squeeze a bit more money out of people. But here comes Milligains, our championship leader, and goes 3rd on the soft compound tyre.
Of course.
By the looks of it, these are all delta lap times.
Yeah, that they are, mate. And we're not trying to shake money out of anyone here. Anything that is donated goes directly back to the league to make it bigger and better. So we're not trying to shake anyone down.
We're not trying to. It just happens naturally.
Yeah, that's right. It just seems to keep happening on that Wednesday night, mate. So I'm not sure if it's you or if it's me, but it doesn't happen when you're commentating on a Tuesday night. So I'm just going to...
I don't know, maybe it's the combination. Wednesdays were our biggest night last season as well, so I'm not sure if that's just viewers like to be tuning in on a Wednesday or not. Here comes VSL Roscoe Arm across the line on the soft compound tyre, and he's pushing. Unlike some of the other drivers, he goes to a 9-0 and puts himself up onto the first place on the grid. Of note, the mediums are only about 4.5 to 5 cents a lap slower, so there's not a huge delta between the two compounds here in Canada.
No, absolutely not. And we've had another hashtag Ask Easy, hashtag Ask Moosey. Friends or Seinfeld? Neither.
The Office?
Nah, Big Bang Theory? Two and a Half Men. But like Charlie Sheen, 2.5 Men. Oh
yeah. I was watching a bit of 2.5 Men YouTube clips the other day. It's just classic, isn't it? It's just a great show.
Well, when you take into account that he's absolutely off his chops for pretty much all of filming. As Johnny in 4 smashes the wall. And he's definitely losing a little bit of bodywork, missing a little bit of bodywork. It is the right-hand side of that front wing. So I just jumped on board with it as he was going around, mate.
And if these F1 teams here in the Ulster World Championship were going off any sort of realistic stockpile of front wings and parts, some of these teams would be running low after last night's events in Tier 3. There was many parts of carbon fibre flying everywhere. It wasn't only raining water, it was raining carbon fibre on the streets of Canada as Forest Expires flying down the back straight now in the Aston Martin. Maybe getting a little bit of a distance off the Williams in front. That would be the Stig, who is the sole Williams out on track and in the session. But here comes Forest Expire. Loves to qualify on the softs. He's not a big medium guy. So what can he do tonight? And he goes up into third position at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of these drivers now we're seeing on the medium compound tyre. You said there wasn't a great difference in the delta, only about 4 or 5 tenths of a second. But the medium compound tyre will get you a lot further into this race. It was predicted between 12 and I think 14 laps of life in that medium compound tyre.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. The softs are about 7 to 9 laps, so almost double if you sort of go, either side of the bracket as they're venturing out on track for these medium laps now. As Forever Shark, he gifted out 100 bits, and Ace Gone 19 and Socio Dosha, thank you for those, we appreciate it. We're right on board with Donny Moosey, and we'll watch this lap from the Popeye and McLaren.
He's just coming into the end of the first sector here, mate, into turn 6 and 7, this little kink here. Like you mentioned earlier, very difficult to navigate that traction zone if you get that turn even a little bit wrong. DRS is wide open here, brake as late as you dare and hit that apex as he has done very, very nicely. Straight shot here, keep the car as straight and as flat as you can and try and stay to the left here, angle into this hairpin. Very difficult hairpin. There's about 4 or 5 different lines that you can take there, and you can muck every single one of them up if you're not careful. Get your foot planted on the first half of this DRS zone. Of course, there is only one detection zone for these 2 DRS zones. Navigates that chicane very nicely, avoids the wall of champions. This will be a nice lap from Donny. It is a 109.7 on the medium. He's the front runner on the medium at the moment. That is a great lap.
Tactical Genius's lap time was actually set on the medium compound tyre, so he's hanging up there in second at the moment. I know it's saying the softs, but we can bring up the best here, which shows what tyre their best lap time is on, but it doesn't show what tyre they're on at the moment. So we'll leave up what they're on at the moment, and we'll go to Fury Strat. He's on an invalid. The Mercedes, Brad Tay behind. He is not on an invalid. He's coming through the final corner.
Just started a lap.
He has, mate.
It's saying he's invalid though, so I wonder if he hasn't invalidated at the Wall of Champions there through that chicane.
Yeah, I suspect that's what he might have done, and we were touching on that last night. It's critical to not invalidate there, as it ruins the lap you're on and the next lap as well. So
absolutely,
just extra wear. Here comes the other McLaren, Nick Magoo, and he goes up into third, only a tenth back from Tactical Genius this time in the medium. So nice lap there from.
Very nice lap there from Tabs as well, and Roscoe.
Yes,
no, Roscoe was already up there.
Roscoe's out here. His time's on the soft, mate, so I suspect he might have trouble beating that one. We'll go to Dino, your teammate. He's flying down the back straight now. But he's pulling into the pit lane, so he's not flying at all. I've got that one all wrong.
Well, mate, I'll tell you what, if he was to go out in his Q2 session, that is a big casualty in Q2. As he's one of the drivers that features constantly at the pointy end of Q3 in this Tier 2 competition. 100%
Moosey, but the soft tyres aren't exactly the worst tyre to start on here. Lap 1 safety cars are quite common, or early safety cars, which it could play into your favour. Fury Strat goes up into third, Pippi Tactical Genius there. The Mercedes of Brad Tay pops himself into 7th position, so these lap times, they're coming in thick and fast. Donny, he's out on there on an invalid. Nick Magoo, he's just invalid, I think, at the final corner, which is always heartbreaking because, yep, the next lap's invalid as well. So he's going to have to go again for another cool-down lap or come to the pit lane for some new tyres. Tab, he's doing that. Who else is out there? Absolute coming around the final corner. Yes, he is. What can he do here?
He elevates himself, he improves by 3.7 seconds if you don't mind. And
Just
he'll
look how close
go
it is, Moose.
Yeah, it is so
The representative
close.
lap times, so the 11th to 14th, they're not representative lap times yet. So it's less than, or it's 7/10 from first to 10th there. So some very, very good lap times and some good competition out there. We'll go to Darkness Abyss. He's out there on the mediums. He's invalidated, unfortunately. Just moving out of the way of your teammate Dino420 fam, who's actually on an out lap. So who is on a lap out there? Maybe, no, Nick Magoo is on an invalid. Absolute, he's on a cooldown lap.
I don't have the zinger emoji.
You don't have the zinger emoji?
Why do I not have the zinger emoji?
Are you sure? It's right there. Hashtag zing on.
No?
No?
Oh dear.
You've lost the zinger. You've already had your zinger today, mate. You've used up all your zinger power.
I've lost the zing.
Maybe you get another zing tomorrow. Who else we got? F1 Deep Pista, Martin Mack, Bainey Gaming. Hello Taipei. Thank you guys. Welcome in. Hope you're enjoying. And if you're not sure what the zinger is, if you're not sure what that is, the zinger, it is it's a burger from KFC. You get it in a box with 3 wings of magnificent fried chicken, some chips, and some potato gravy if that's your thing. But it's absolutely delicious. And we're riding on board with Dino420 fam, and this is looking like a delicious Sector 1, mate. Just getting through the chicane of 3 and 4 nicely, and just using those curves to his advantage, but he's just pushed wide on the exit of turn 7, and that's going to cost him a whole lot of lap time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very unfortunate there, as mate, I am now officially a sub, so hashtag zing on. I have just resubbed, and there is the zing boys.
Zing on, lads, zing on. Dino continues to push on this lap despite the mistake, so we'll see what sort of effect that's had on his lap time. Actually, no, he's just turned off the ERS to make sure he has enough to go again. But he's got to get a lap time on the board now with only 1 minute 55 remaining.
Yeah, that he does. Is Donny. I'm not sure if Donny's had a moment.
That's in the pit lane.
He's in the pit lane. So
Donny not wanting to start on the softs is Donny.
Dino, this is absolute make or break now for Dino. We did mention that he's normally one of the prevalent features at the end of Q3, and he has to make 0 mistakes on this lap now, as he's in P12 in the drop zone. A little bit further around, Johnny M4 has just moved himself up into 3rd position. Darkness Abyss in the pits. The Stig will come across the line now. Does not improve. P12. So there's only one man out there that can improve his starting position, and that is Dino420 fam, who's just coming around onto the back straight. DRS wide open on that Ferrari. Brad says he's in the pits as well, so he can't defend from anything that's coming his way. What can Dino420 fam do? He navigates the Wall of Champions very nicely. It is a 109.7. Dino does not improve. He stays P12, and that is a huge casualty, mate, from this qualifying session.
You're not wrong, mate. A big casualty. He was struggling to get it done on those mediums and just couldn't quite get it done at the end. It's so close there. Stig, he's out there pushing on a 2nd lap on these mediums, or what could be a 3rd lap. I'm not quite sure. He is improving through the 2nd sector. And can he find enough time to get into Q3 on these medium compounds in the final sector? He slides it through the final chicane right up to the Wall of Champions. The DRS is open for the final time, and not quite.
Finds
1.3 seconds. 1.3 seconds, but still not quite
enough.
Look
at that. 8/10 separates 1st from 13th.
Yes,
8/10
it does, mate.
of a second.
And that was a delta lap time from Darkness Abyss on the softs, so it's was all to play for there. And just saying what we're always saying, you've got to be in it, and you've got to find those extra few thousandths or extra few tenths to get through to the next session, as Forever Shack's gone again with another sub. and there is the prediction of over is going to be paid out. We have a lot of drivers through on the medium compound.
Absolutely, what is it, 2, 4, 6 drivers inside that top 10 have qualified on that medium compound tyre. So, well done to the over guys. I'm sure there are some rewards coming your way.
Yes, enjoy your points, spend them wisely, or just spend it on the next prediction. Just keep reinvesting the winnings until we rob you of all your winnings, just like they do at the casino. And Lake Damon, thank you for the play, mate. Welcome in. Q2 has just concluded. We're going to be losing Darkness Abyss, the Stick, Dino 420 fan, which is a huge out, as well as Overthrow Donny and the McLaren. So we're seeing a lot of constructors into the top 10. Only Red Bull, Aston Martin and AlphaTauri with a double appearance. So a good spread of drivers here. Yeah,
absolutely, mate. Couldn't agree with you anymore. And we're seeing a pretty good spread of viewers in the Twitch chat at the moment, mate. I think we're up into the 80s. So welcome to all of our viewers. If we have anyone from overseas, we are in Australia. If you're from overseas, give us a holler in the chat. We do have half a eye on the chat at all times. If you have a question for us, use the hashtag AskMoosey or the hashtag AskDeezy.
I'm going to have to prepare a little graphic for that with the commentators. I'll put a little side at hashtag AskDeezy, hashtag AskMoosey.
I like it.
I like that. That's something for next week. Get a bit of animating as Moosey cracks open a cold one.
Yes, he does.
What's the beverage of choice this evening, lad?
Oh, it's just a Coca-Cola there, mate. But
it's a Coca-Cola. Well, you can't go wrong with a bit of Coke.
No, not at all.
But Talsberg, watching from Scotland. Hello to you. Top of the morning to ya. That's really fucking terrible.
That's Ireland.
That's terrible.
For a start.
I know. Yeah, but if the reference from Danny Rick when he said that to a reporter who was Scottish, but he's obviously Irish. But
it's a little bit of a nod to the Scottish is what a lot of the drivers in this session will be saying. There'll be a bit of freedom happening in this session for a lot of these drivers, and there'll be freedom aplenty if these drivers can get it onto pole.
Yes, absolutely, mate. The next prediction is up there. Lap 1 safety car. You've got a few minutes. I think there's about 8 minutes left on that one to get your prediction in. So get your prediction in. Will we see a lap 1 safety car? And also leave down in the chat who you think is going to be on pole position. Moosey, who do you think it's going to be?
Look, I'm going to struggle to bet against Milligains here. Let's call it one of his main rivals in Dino 420 fans is out of this Q3 session. So Milligains for me, but I think Tactical Genius will be just behind.
Yeah, mate, that's a very good call there, mate. I'm going to go for Tabbed in the Aston Martin. I reckon he could play out a good lap time, as well as Roscoe. Honestly, though, the gaps we saw in Q2, if it's anything like that, we're in for one hell of a treat. As Fury Strat's coming out at 14 now, up against the wall of champions, and every time you see a car go through there, it's like, oh, they're right up against it, they're going to touch the wall. But most of the time, they never get it nicely. And now through turn number 1 and number 2.
Not sure what Badge is on about in the Twitch chat, mate, but Shrimp on the Barbie is amazing, especially if you've ridden your kangaroo to school. So.
That's right, you gotta have a Foster's with that shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah. I tried Foster's once, it's terrible.
I don't know why they think we drink it. It's goddamn awful.
Oh dear.
I'd rather a warm VB on a 40-degree day.
Oh no, you couldn't give me a VB. It's terrible. It is. It would have to be right up there with Foster's as the shittest beer in the world.
Well, don't let old mate Kurt hear you say that. He's a big VB drinker. But here comes Fury Strats. Looks like a pretty nice, tidy lap. He got in a little bit deep at 6, which compromised him through the exit of 7. But the rest of it has looked pretty clean. And here he comes. It's a 9.9, so we definitely know there's more pace in these cars. And Rocky said you can't beat a VB. it's the best beer ever created. Well, it is a classic. It's got that going for it.
For
As Milligains goes into the 8th.
Scotch and Coke. No,
And,
well,
I'll
be fair. I'm not a big beer drinker.
I do remember you saying that last week.
I'll very happily sit there with a Scotch. Bit of the,
You're not a cider drinker, are
Jacques Daniel. What's Baz saying here? Guinness. Yeah, right. I've had Guinness once. I didn't think it was all that bad, but I think that's a little bit different. I think that's more of a lager.
It's a stout. Is Guinness? It's a dark beer. I think you've got to have it in Ireland on tap to have a real true experience of it. I just don't think it's as good in a can. Brad Say goes up into 4th position. Fury Strat, he's pulling into the pit lane. A couple drivers did struggle to set a lap time. One of them was Flourish Expire. He's invalidated once again, so it could have been a last corner invalidation for him. Tactical Genius, he's out there pushing once again.
Sounds like he's started to get that out there, mate.
Yeah, I did. Well, might have had a couple of the old Beveraginos before coming on to deal with the day. And if anyone in my household is watching, if you could provide me another Beveragino, that would be perfect. A couple of them in the fridge. As Tactical goes up into P1, mate. So, looking strong once again.
375 mils of Beveragino stat.
And old mate Kurt saying he'd drive 3 hours for a VB Tinny.
Actually, there is an Australian bloke on. He started out on Facebook and he's now migrated to TikTok. He's like the legend of VB, as he's had one at 7:45 in the morning. If you've seen that video, mate.
Yes. Get that up, yeah. I've actually got a VB long neck in the fridge, Moosey.
Oh no!
Might have to bust that out during a tough race.
Donate it to Kurt.
That's it, mate. Donate it. I'll send it in the post to old mate Kurt. He'd love that.
Just put tracking on it.
Nah, mate. If the mailman wants it, he can have it. And he's saying he'd love that. So there you go. And through the first half of Q3, it's Tactical Genius on top. Absolute in second. VSR Roscoe Arm. Third. Milligains fourth. Brad Tate fifth.
Kurt in the chat saying that bloke's my dad.
I'd expect nothing less from the old K Gizzy lads.
God,
Kurt on before this lockdown came into effect, he was saying that he slept outside the fish and chip shop on the main street of Gizzy, mate, after a night at the local. So what a legend!
I can't remember the last time I had a night at the local. Hashtag thank you, Dan. You dickhead.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to remember when you have a night at the local.
No,
isn't that the whole point of going to the local?
Yeah, but having said that, like footy trips and stuff like that, I remember there was a footy trip I went on. I'd been in Albury, which is in between New South Wales and Victoria. I'd been there 20 minutes. I'd won the pokies, like I'd won $5,000 on the pokies, and I drunk every cent of that weekend, and I still remember the whole weekend, mate. So, not
Someone
sure
just kicked it.
Iron livers come into effect, but yeah.
Living like a fish, mate.
Yeah. It was a big weekend.
Just living in the drink. As Tubbs out there, purple sector 2 for him in the Aston Martin. Down there in 8th without a lap time on the board. He needs to get it done now. Just with the critical final corner to go, where it's almost one of the easiest places to locate, invalidate on this circuit. And words are getting all mixed up at this point. But he feeds it through nicely. And straight lines to the line. What's it going to be for Tab F1? And he goes up into pole, and I did predict him for pole position, so very nice lap time there from Tab. We'll go back to Johnny M4, he's just coming to the end of his lap. He will have time to finish this lap off, and he should have time to get back to the pit lane and go once again. Being a short circuit, it's about 70 seconds, and even shorter if you are coming out of the pit lane, so keep that in mind, folks, as he goes up into 6th, and just look how close it is, mate.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I was about to say the exact same thing, as from well, all 10 drivers and one of our drivers not setting a lap time yet. There is a second and a half separating. And a couple of those 109s I don't think are quite indicative of just the pace that some of these boys have got. So there's a lot of time out there to be found for some of these boys, but we'll call an egg and egg at the end of round one. It is tabbed F1 on top.
It is tabbed on top. Milligains is just invalidated.
He got twitchy. I watched. I was on board with it. He got real twitchy. And I'm suspecting that he's going to back off on that ERS thing.
Yeah, I suspect Johnny and 4, he's just coming back to the pit lane, I suspect, to get some brand new boots to go again. But it's going to be Mr. Fury Stripe who's commencing his lap. He's left him right up in the gearbox of Milligains in front, which could hamper him a little bit through the middle part of this lap. The dirty air isn't exactly pleasant around here.
No, not at all, and if you can time it well enough, it is a big toe that you'll get down that back straight especially. He does look like he's just far enough back as Milligains goes purple in the first sector. 3 tenths up his time if you do not mind. That'll put him somewhere close to tabbed at this stage, so he's absolutely flying out there, Milligains.
Yes, he is. Fury was 2 tenths up through the first sector as well, so both these drivers are flying. I'm on board with Fury as we're coming to the second sector. He's half a second up, almost 6 tenths. I'm not sure if you were running on board with Milligains.
I am. Milligains is 4 tenths up.
Yes, they are, mate. So these drivers are flying. The distance is saying pretty... Well, honestly, Milligains is extending that gap a little bit, so Milligains going even stronger than Fury here. So we'll just go to him as he comes through the final corner. Can he challenge for pole position here? Here was your prediction. Our championship leader. And he does it! He just pips him! Fury puts himself up into 7th at a 9-0. And the pace here is just ramping right up. Here comes Absolute. Just to start another lap. He's a little bit down on his previous best. Brad Tay, he's coming down the back straight now. And he's up on his time just by a 10th and a half. But if he can just find a little bit more time, he might be able to find a couple of positions on this grid. You know, just got to find everything.
Yeah, absolutely. It is all about inches here at Canada. We're seeing just how close it is that 1/10 can make you 3, maybe 4 positions up the grid. And it is that close here in the Tier 2 competition. It's been this close all season long. As I'm just on board with Flourish Expire, about to set his first and I'm guessing only lap time. It is a 108.6.
It's not bad there from Flourish.
Sorry.
Tab setting off on his final lap of the session. Will we see a 7? We'll wait and see. Here comes VSR Roscoe Arm down the back straight. I think Fury is just ahead of him, who's sitting down there in 8th position now. Can Roscoe get back to the front of the grid? Can he find anything near a 7? He's gone to an 8.4, so that puts him to 3rd at the moment. Absolute, he's invalidated. And Milligains is into the pit lane, so both the AlphaTauris.
Mate, the man to watch here is Tactical. He's 4 tenths up.
He is. Tab's invalidated. So we'll go on board with Tactical. 2.5 tenths up now in the second sector. Can he hold it together? He's going to have to hold that margin to take pole position here.
Roscoe's retired from the session.
And he goes pole!
That is pole for Tactical Genius on OSRL debut. It is only provisional pole as there are drivers behind him on laps. Johnny M4 I think will be the next man to come across the line. He's just coming up on the wall of champions now, mate, and takes a lot of curb.
That was quick.
Side there. That was rapid. And he does a 108.7, so it's so close. All of these men, apart from Nick Magoo, are into the 108s. Nick Magoo with a 109.3. Checker flag is down. I didn't even see that coming. So Brad Tay, the only man left on the lap. And he's about a 10th down, which isn't going to help him coming into the third sector.
Yes, he is, mate. Brad Tay, can he find... if he just finds a 10th of a second, he'll get him at least one position on the grid. The grid is very, very close. as you were saying, all of them are in the 8s,
Oh,
except for
big
Nick
run.
McGew as he gets a big snap there next to the wall of champions.
And that hurt him.
Backing off. I think he might have run out of fuel over the line, mate. But he
That is
stays
qualifying.
8th position. And well, what a qualifying it was.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Tactical Genius in the Ferrari comes
on
out on
debut,
top.
mate. So Ferrari have found one heck of a reserve driver there. As he's on debut, and he's taken all the marbles here in qualifying.
It's well done to him. It's a Milligan joining him on the front row. Tab is third, Roscoe in fourth. We're in for one hell of a race here. The gaps are so close, and one mistake could cost them. The penalties could cost them the race win. The Brocky 07 and Tailzerg. Thanks for the follows, guys. I do appreciate it. Tailzerg saying he was watching from Scotland, of all places. So good morning to you. I hope you are enjoying this action. It's almost time for lights out now, and it will be Tactical Genius on pole. We'll take you through the grid on the formation lap, and that's when we'll see you guys next. I'm just going to take a quick leak, Moosey.
Alright, no worries. I'll run us through the grid on the way there. Mate, we're up to 98 viewers.
Alrighty, welcome back. Welcome onto the grid. As we're about to set off on the formation lap, Moosey. And you're going to get us through the grid here. And we're at 98. We're almost at that magical 100. And we're saying, could we beat last week's record of 107? Who knows? But Moose, take us away.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. On pole, we have Tactical Genius in the Ferrari. P2, we have Milligan. P3 is Tab Def 1. P4, Roscoe. He's qualified very well. That's a strong result for him in qualifying. P5 is Absolute. P6 there for Johnny M4. He's in a good qualifying session also. P7 for Flourish Expire. P8 for Brad Tay. P9 for Fury Strat. P10 for Nick McGew. He'll have his teammate alongside him of OSRL Donny. Dino 420 fam will be in P12, heavily out of position as we mentioned in that Q2 session. The Stig in P13, he'll have Darkness Abyss alongside him on the 7th row in P14. P15 is Nat Hammer. P16 Crazy Kiwi. P17 is Suicide 5. P18 is M Stone, who served a quali ban. P19 is Jay Kelly, who just didn't get out in qualifying, and Kraken also with a quali ban in P20. So your predicted pit stop strategy is on the screen for me. I don't know if it is for you, mate, but it's saying
Not
that
me, but
the 12 to 14 laps for those medium compound runners.
yeah, that's it, mate. And then is it saying medium, then soft, or medium, soft, medium?
Medium, soft, medium.
Well, that's what I'd recommend personally, because if there's a mid-race safety car, you really don't want to have to put on hards. You want to, be able to put mediums on to take it to the end. But we're just coming through the final chicane now, and it's only 5 drivers out on the softs. It's Roscoe Arm and Flourish who qualified to get through to Q3 on the softs, as well as Dino 420 fam, Darkness Abyss, and M Stone, trying to make up for a lackluster qualifying. The 3 of those outside of the top 10.
Mate, I tell you what, we're at 101 viewers. So
there we go. Welcome in, all home, 100 of you. Welcome in.
Absolutely.
It's almost time for lights out. And Moose, it is all your call, mate. to get this Canadian Grand Prix underway.
Thank you, sir. So this is Tier 2 of the Oceania Racing League. We welcome all of our viewers in. Bert Mylander making him wait a long time here on the grid. Not Bert Mylander, he's a safety car driver.
Michael Massey.
Michael Massey, that's the one. A long time. So we have 1, we have 3, we have 5 lights. And the lights are out and we are underway here. Very good start there from Milligains in P2. He has moved up into P1. Johnny M4 getting a very nice start there as well. Roscoe getting a very nice start as well. Side by side here, quite a few of these drivers. Fury Strat, Dino 420 fam has had a great start. I'm not sure how he's got that far up. And a little bit further down, Suicide 5 is making a little bit of an inroad backwards, unfortunately for him. And it looks very, very clean off the start. Milligains with a great start there. He's out front. He's got Tactical Genius 6/10 behind him, so there's a little bit of a gap there already. A little bit further back, Dino 420 fan, Absolute, Roscoe. They are all over all of each other. You can add Mr. Fury Strat to the back of that as well. Johnny M4 is really starting to press the back of Mr. Fury Strat as well. So there's quite a train of cars here, as you would expect, midway through lap 1. And it is very, very clean indeed, mate.
Absolutely, mate. A great start from Dino 420 fam, up 6 positions. Utilising that soft compound tyre immaculately in the background. Darkness of Fist just defending from cracking on the back of him. He's also up 6 positions. But what a start from Milligains at the front. Jump Tactical Genius at the start and he's pushing away. But he hasn't been able to break away. They're all tucked up nicely in the DRS at this stage. Can anyone make any more moves before the DRS activates the next lap around?
Yeah, Tab Def 1 all over the back of Tactical Genius.
Oh,
so I'm not sure
sorry to cut you off, mate. Dino getting a big snap there at the exit of turn 4. Not in the wall, luckily for him, but he's pushing very hard to recover for his qualifying boost.
Yeah, and he'll have to do that on those soft compound tyres, because that predicted pit stop strategy, it did say that they would only get 8, maybe 10 laps out of those soft compound tyres, and if there's not a safety car, mate, you have to get them as happening as you can, as quickly as possible, and make every lap count while you have the grip advantage, because it won't take very long at all for these medium compound tyres to warm up.
A mistake there from Johnny M4 has allowed the first gap between the field to form down there in 8th position, and he's going to really struggle to keep up now if he can't close in for DRS. It's so powerful around here. It's about 6, 7, 8/10 of a second a lap as the 2 Williams in the background are going for it. M-Stone and the Stig into turn number 1, and M-Stone passes his teammate. A very nice move from M-Stone there. Not sure if that was team orders. Didn't look like it. Suicide 5 drops down to P20. But it's now time for the DRS, and Roscoe really needs to push on with those softs, but he's just going to struggle, being as everyone else has the DRS in front.
Yeah, so tight here between all of the grid. Whoa, big moment there for Roscoe. All of the grid. So from first to last, he's only separated by 12 seconds.
Dino at Absolute and into the hairpin. Dino moves up another position. And crucially, will he have the DRS from that detection point? He
yes,
does. So he might be able to hang on to the back of Roscoe or close in. They're both on the soft compound tyres, and Dino, who started in 12th, here comes Fury, looking up the inside of the final corner. You've really got to be a long way ahead to make that move count. Or else it's very deadly, but he got a very good exit as he pushed Absolute a little bit deep and makes the position. So very good racecraft there from Mr. Fury Strat.
Yeah, absolutely, and a really good start from a lot of these drivers. We mentioned off the line, Milligains was absolutely flawless, and he led into turn 1. Big winner here is Dino 420 fam. I think he's up 8 positions, if I'm not mistaken, mate, off the start. But he's going to come up against a little bit of a brick wall now in VSR Roscoe, who's also on the soft compound tyre. So he might just struggle to make that move work now.
Now the problem for Dino is he's outside the DRS now, and the pace that Milligains and Tactical will have on these mediums, the softs will already be starting to go off now. And without the DRS, Dino's going to really struggle to try and close in on them. And you might see a bit of a gap in the field forming. And here comes Tactical down the back straight. The DRS is active. And he moves to the outside line. He's squeezing him. There's contact down the back straight as Milligan squeezes him. And Tactical makes a move around the outside. Very nice move.
Tabs has missed a big opportunity there because these two at the front, Tactical and Milligains, they were tussling. And tussling isn't really the word for it. They were fighting for that position, and they're still fighting 3 corners down the road. Tabs would have had an absolutely amazing opportunity there, but I think he just got a little twitch of oversteer as he came out near the Wall of Champions there, and it just hindered him a little bit.
Maybe thinking better, we still have 31 laps to go, including this one. And it's a long race ahead, and the penalties are already coming in thick and fast, Moosey, as we saw last night. And Tab, crucially, is one of those drivers who have already picked up a pen. Yeah,
that he is, mate. And I'm not sure what's happening there. Just a little bit of a telem glitch for me. The two boys out front, Tactical and Milligains, they're just looking a little bit twitchy on their tyres. So I'm not sure if it's still a warm-up issue or what the issue is. But yeah, through 3 and 4, Tactical got a little bit twitchy. And out of the hairpin at turn 7, Milligan's nearly hit the wall, in fact. So they're not having it all their own way out there, but they are pushing very, very hard indeed.
Yeah, just pushing right up on the limit, mate. And that's when you can make a mistake. And that's also when you can see some of these, twitchy moments as they're pushing the absolute limit with their setup and their tyres. But these front 4 are running away now from Fury down in 5th. He managed to pass Dino 420 fam on the back straight last time around. So Fury, he's up 4 position. Dino, he is up 6, but he'll be beginning to feel those soft compound tyres now. The mechanical grip is everything around here. They'll only be around 35% on the tyre wear, 40%, but they're going to feel very worse for wear at this point.
Yeah, and a little bit further back, Fury Strats actually got past Dino. So I'm not sure if Dino's had a mistake or whether he's actually just lost out to Fury on pace.
Yeah, it's just down the back straight last lap, mate, with the DRS, but Dino could come back at him here, as he's got the DRS this time around. Or he might just look to be trying to get dragged along by Fury, who's going to have that pace advantage with the mediums at this stage in the race. Flourish, Expire and Kraken, they're exchanging positions at the hairpin there. Flourish moving up into 13th, but he's fallen 6 positions on this race as Darkness passes Nathammer for 9th, so he's moving up on the softs. Still got some good life in them at the moment.
Yeah, P9 to P15, mate. Oh, sorry, P14, separated by about a second and a half. So there is a big, as you'd like to say, mate, gaggle of cars. As the hash just makes a little bit of contact there. Cracking.
Oh, it's going to look at the inside here.
Yeah, there is a big gaggle, as you would say, of cars in that mid-pack fight.
That's exactly what I would say, mate. Just those DRS trains forming. It is very powerful here. So even if you've got... Oh, who's under the wall?
Oh,
Donny!
It is Donny.
Donny, who he went off there in qualifying as well, mate. And just struggling, and he's in the wall, and he's definitely lost a bit of that front wing. As he's just going to let the teammate of Nick Magoo pass. And we'll go back to the front now. Milligains is getting dropped by Tactical. It's almost out of second, but crucially he does have the DRS to defend from Tabs.
I think Milligains has just gone on a little bit of expedition to try and conserve a little bit of ERS. As he's got about 25% more of it at the moment. We're seeing a yellow flag in sector 3.
Dino spun at the final corner. He's not out, he's just around, and he's missing a bit of that front wing, and he's going to have to wait. He's just wait, son. Just wait to get going. Oh, you've been caught red-handed, my friend.
Yeah. That's not good, mate.
That's a slam dunk penalty, my friend. Cheers to that shirt. But Milligains, as you're saying, just saving that ERS, he's got about a 25-30% advantage. And who's that? Tabs around where Donny was last lap, and he's missing the entire front wing.
Oh, and he's got a lot of cars. Oh no!
Oh, very good reactions there from Nick Magoo and the McLaren to avoid the Aston, who was trying to get going. But in those situations, patience is key. Just keep the car stationary, and it gives everyone the best chance of avoiding you. And I suspect we'll see Roscoe in now that he's lost the DRS, and that means the two out front are going to run away from the rest of the field. And no, Roscoe staying out once again, so interesting to see what strategy he's on. But we're hearing we've hit 500 followers, Moosey, so that's incredible. So thank you, everyone.
Absolutely. My hat is off. 500 followers, it's an absolute privilege to be a part of it. As Tabs is coming in, we knew that was coming because he had no front wing on. But yeah, 500 viewers is, 500 viewers, jeez. 500 followers is an absolutely amazing effort by everyone across all three tiers, and we absolutely love bringing this to you 3 times a week. Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, Australian Eastern Time, 7:30 PM for Tier 3, Tier 2, Tier 1. This is the OSRL. 500 followers is an amazing effort, and our viewers at home, I think there's 104 of us in here at the moment. We could not thank you enough. Everyone at OSRL could not thank our followers enough.
100%, mate. I think we started the season, it was only, it's under 4. We're in round 5 now, and we started round 1 with just a tickle over 200 followers. So we've had 300 followers in 4.5 weeks, which is just absolutely insane! As Darkness Abyss goes past Nanhammer, but pushes straight into the pit lane. So does Forest Expire.
And a penalty.
Oh, Nanhammer! Sorry, Kraken! Kraken in the wall at the Wall of Champions, mate. Very similar fashion to Dino, and he's missing part of his front wing now. So it's all kicking off here. We're yet to see a safety car, however.
Yeah, that we are, mate. And whoever took the line on safety car coming out in the first 10 laps, you have officially lost, mate. As we have not had a safety car. We've had plenty of incidents, but none that have caused a safety car of any type. It's worth mentioning, mate, Milligains has really caught onto the back of Tactical Genius. He's about 4 tenths off at the moment, and he's got a massive ERS advantage over him at the moment.
Speaking of the ERS, he is dumping it now. Tactical, the red light is flashing. Will this be the move? He's just a little bit too far back on this occasion. But if he can stick with him through this chicane here and get a good run through the Wall of Champions, he might be able to challenge into turn 1. So we're riding
too far back
from the broadcast view, and he's just a little bit too far back on this occasion. But he'll know that Tactical is really pushing the ERS. He's currently down there at 16%, so not a lot in the tank. As Roscoe finally makes his pit stop.
Yeah, that he does.
And he goes to the medium compound tyre.
These two boys out front have really checked out now. It is 4 seconds back to Fury Strat in P4. It's quite a lot of these medium compound tyre runners. I don't think they're a million miles away from coming in, especially with no safety car coming. We're going to see lap 12, lap 14 was the predicted pit stop strategy for all these mediums, which is about 2 to 4 laps away.
Yeah, absolutely, Moosey. I am Sandeezy, joined by Red Bull Moose here on lap 11, and we're watching the Stig on the back of Brad Tay and Nanhammer, which is fighting for 6th position. As we're seeing a yellow flag in the first sector, not quite sure what that is for. It's for Dino. Dino's parked and retired it in the pit lane, so Dino's had enough. He's never looked truly comfortable this evening. And Milligains is into the box. He's going for the undercut, Moosey.
Yeah, not so powerful, the undercut here, I wouldn't have thought. As the softer of the compound tyres, and he's got a penalty for something. Has he?
I think it's just a glitch. He's gonna What was he held for there?
That was a stop-go penalty. I'll have a look at the race director.
No, well he put the tyres on and then had to wait. So I don't know if that was a glitch, but he's come out behind Roscoe. That's cost him a whole lot of time, around 5 seconds. That is massive. So the undercut will be nothing to him after he was held for around 5 seconds. So
but they didn't even work on that car, mate.
Well, they put the soft tyres on and then he just stopped and waited. That is very strange. Not sure if that's a glitch or if he just wasn't ready on the pit release. That could have been it. Maybe he just wasn't ready to get underway. Maybe a bit of equipment failure. We're not sure.
It might be a glitch, mate. It's saying that his pit stop time was 2.5 seconds. So I'm not sure if it's just glitched out a little bit.
No idea, mate. What I do know is Brad Tay continues to hustle that hammer, and the Stig's hustling them. Tactical in, he responds, and he goes to the soft compound tyre as well, so Johnny M4 takes over in the lead of this one. And a safety car would do him very well at the moment.
Yeah, that it would, and this battle for, second, third, fourth at the moment, on track, not net of course. That is the closest battle that I can see on track at the moment. Between Nat Hammer, Brad Tay and the Stig, and Tactical Genius. He's come onto the back of this very, very quickly indeed. And he's in the wall there! The Stig's in the wall!
Yes, he is!
Ooh, he still has his front wing.
Just went off in the grass there, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's
got it all a little bit wrong.
Avoided contact there. But Tactical Genius has already picked off Roscoe, if you will. So he's flying. He has gone for the soft compound tyre on the second stint here of what we're expecting to be a two-stop race.
Yeah, definitely, mate. What we could see is these two in front could hold up Tactical, but one of them peels into the pit lane. And that could leave Brad Tay and the Mercedes vulnerable. So we're right on board with the Ferrari. And look at the pace he's got on that soft compound tyre. He is flying and he's passed. Very nice overtake from Tactical. He takes back the lead. But just look at the effect that issue for Milligains has had. He would have been right there with Tactical and he's down there in 6th.
Yeah, I'm not sure what has happened in that pit stop there for Milligains.
Some sort of issue.
He has lost out. And Tactical Genius, really, he's lived up to the name, because I can't see him losing from this position.
Who is that? Is that Jay Kelly? He's in the Wall of Champions, mate. So it's catching a lot of drivers out here. Roscoe is pushing Brad Tay towards the hairpin. And he just might have to wait for the DRS zone, and I think he will, as the penalties continue to fly, and we'll bring that up on the screen for you guys. And we've had a whole lot of follows since we've been racing, mate. Ian S. Lavarin, WR Kubica, Chilios, Banana Boss, Matt Thomas, Sun UK, White Gummy Bear. To everyone, thank you, follows. We appreciate it. Roscoe, I'm passing him there. While I was trying to read your names terribly, I do apologise. My strong suit's the commentary, not the names. As Johnny M4, who was moved just past the Stig there, who's into the pit lane. Yeah, mate,
I'm just going through these penalties because I saw it was a little bit of a discussion in the chat. I can confirm that Milligains did not have any kind of penalty that would have held him in the pits.
Yeah, he has a track warning penalty, but that doesn't have any effect on a pit stop time. So it was the only thing I can think of is either a game glitch or the fact that he just didn't, release the the pit assist. Maybe he's used to having that on. I'm not sure. Maybe he's made the change and just forgot about it. But he's now on the back of Fury. Tactical Genius is about 5 seconds up the road, and Darkness Abyss is out of the race, mate.
Safety car.
He's crashed. The full safety car deployed, and that's going to bunch them all up.
Oh, well, what happens here? Does Tactical Genius come in? He can't, because these tyres are only 2 laps old. Tell you what, though, Brad Tay, he's absolutely done a treat getting those medium compound tyres 14 laps into this race. He will be a huge winner out of this safety car potentially.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Moosey. He's going to come out on a sticky set of softs. And from here, he'll probably be able to go soft to the end. We'll see where he comes out. I think he might come out just behind the Haas of Nat Hammer. Yes, he will. But a few drivers utilising this safety car to get some new boots. Nick Magoo going for the hard compound tyre, which what we did touch on earlier. It's not exactly a good tyre around here, so interesting to see from Nick Magoo.
Yeah, it's about 1.6 seconds lower, the hard compound tyre, so definitely not a great race tyre, but he will definitely have durability to the end.
Yes, he will. Maybe he's hoping on another safety car. I'm not quite sure. As Luna Fast Food, Jesse83, and Visual Yapper 223. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the follows. Welcome in. safety car, the first one in this race, Moosey. So we got 15 laps in, which was, we've seen definitely more chaotic races in recent times. So good to see a good 15 laps of racing here to open up the account here. Now safety car at a good time to spice things right back up.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And I've just flicked over to the penalty screen, and we have a massive sprinkling of drivers on 3 seconds worth of penalties. But it's worth mentioning that M-Stone currently with 11 seconds worth of penalties, and he'll have to definitely get a move on once his safety car peels in a couple of laps' time. Just going to the big winners, big losers on position changes. M-Stone, biggest winner at the moment, up 13 positions. Of course, he didn't qualify, had that qualifying ban as Jay Kelly retires in the pit lane, if I'm not mistaken. And Mr. Fury Strat, so another person whose safety car has worked out very well for, he's currently up 7 positions. Biggest loser, unfortunately, Tab Def 1, who was around a little bit earlier and into the wall. Very unfortunate for him, because he was looking very strong indeed at the start of this race. But it is Tactical Genius up front at the moment, mate.
Yes, he is. Tab was looking strong and Tactical was out in front, but long ways to go. We're just at what is half distance now, halfway through lap 17. So long ways to go yet. Anything can happen. And we're halfway through. So a reminder, driver of the day vote. You guys do have your say. And we will speak with them at the conclusion of the race, the driver of the day, that you as a cohort vote, as well as the top 3 on the podium, if they are available. But the safety car is going to be in this lap, Lucy. And we've got a good spread of tyres, a good spread of tyre ages, so going to be good strategies to the end. But Tactical Genius takes over the pace.
Yeah, absolutely, and he'll be looking to get this one going as late as humanly possible if last night's anything to go by. A lot of drivers on very different strategies here, so safety cars, we've said it before, safety cars breed safety cars, and when will Tactical Genius go? I wouldn't have thought it would be too much longer from now. And out of the Wall of Champions, he does go. But Mr. Fury Strat right on the back of him. They have dropped milligains a little bit there. But Tactical Genius and Mr. Fury Strat definitely getting away nicely. Fury Strat reading that restart very, very nicely indeed. A little bit further back, we have Flourish Expire. He's got a Roscoe arm all over the back of him. Nat Hammer a little bit further back. Brad Tay. From the Stig, from Johnny M4, that is a nice big train of cars as well. A little bit further back again, OSRL Donny, Nick Magoo, Suicide 5, Crazy Kiwi, who's just tried to have a look there on Suicide 5, and he might lose out to Kraken behind him now, as Tabbed is also in there as well. So there's 3 big battles going on throughout here, as the different tyre ages really.
Oh, look at this, mate! It's almost 3 wide into the chicane.
3 wide.
And those McLarens on hard, you're just holding these 4 drivers behind up massively, mate. It's just a big it's like a big orange traffic cone, mate, at a construction site. It's just a blockade, the Great Wall of McLaren here in Canada. And they're just going to play it safe, mate. But they're side by side in the chicane. And the Haas is around. The Kraken in the Haas is around. And there was almost inevitable at that point. The Aston Martin, the Mercedes are side by side into turn 1. And this action is well and truly kicking off.
Mate, I'll tell you what, you can't go too wide through that final chicane, but they tried to go 3 wide. And it was always going to end badly for someone. Unfortunately, that someone is Kraken. But mate, it definitely provided us with quite enthusiastic racing from the boys.
Oh, down the inside goes Suicide 5 on Donny. Down there at the shirt chicane. Turn 11 and 10. Very nice move there from the Alpine driver. And Crazy Kiwi follows him through, but he's on the outside line for the hairpin here. But he's going to get a very good exit with that soft compound tyre, and Tab might have a good look here. And he does. Gets right out in front of the McLaren. So the McLaren's going backwards. Fury, he's kept with with Tactical. Milligains is not within the DRS of the two in front critically, and the DRS has now just been enabled.
Yeah, that it has, mate, and of course 2 laps after the safety car is when you will find yourself with the DRS advantage. The drag reduction system for those playing along at home. You do have to be within a second of the car in front to gain that advantage through the detection zone. So for those of us for those that aren't really all about that Formula 1, that is what the DRS system is all about. It will open the rear wing and give you a speed advantage by reducing the drag.
Critically, mate, I reckon Roscoe might try and push these medium tyres right to the end. He boxed under that safety car for a new set of the medium compound tyres, and he might be on, a no stop till the end of the race. It'll be interesting to see how that all works out.
The Red Bull and the Alpine, mate. No, not the Alpine, the Williams. Johnny M4 and the Stig side by side as they come down towards the Wall of Champions. And oh, geez, he just had to get out of that a little bit, the Stig, and he's unfortunately lost out of position there as Johnny M4 goes through.
Oh, in the background, tabbed! He spun it at the entry of the Wall of Champions chicane. No damage, but he's dropped back behind the Kraken now, who spun a couple of laps ago down there at the final chicane. Roscoe picks up another pen critically on his bid to get towards the podium, but he's got 6 cars, he's got 4 cars between him and the podium.
Just got a request to you to pop up the penalty.
Yeah, the pens have been up. They've had it for a lap. That's all they're getting. We're back to the tyres, and Johnny M4 picks up another penalty. Kraken picks up another one. It's like a kid in a candy shop, these penalties, Moosey.
Oh, mate, that it is, but there's 3-4 drivers out there with no penalty to speak of, and one of them is the race leader, Tactical Genius. But blokes like Nat Hammer, he's in a massive battle of about 5 or 6 cars at the moment, so penalties would see him almost onto the podium, mate. So it's all to play for. As who's going backwards in a big way? Milligains
into the box
for the
Milligains into the box for the medium compound. They were 9-lap-old softs, and for those who are on old or mildly used soft at the safety car, I was surprised that they didn't fit. I think Roscoe made the correct decision, but he's going to be stretching those mediums to the end. It just came out a bit of an awkward time, that safety car moves.
Yeah, that it did, and it's worth mentioning that the 2 blokes leading this race, being Tactical Genius and Fury Strat, they're not really dropping Absolute behind them, who's on the medium compound tyre. But like you said before, mate, Roscoe, he's on 6-lap-old tyres. He's pressuring the back of a few guys in front of him, and everyone in front of him will theoretically have to pit again.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Roscoe, he's got those 6 seconds of penalties, however, and that may be the deciding factor in this race. And Fury really pushing the Ferrari into the final corner as the Ferrari pulls it into the pit lane. So Fury goes for one more lap on those softs. And Fury is known to stretch tyres. He might be looking for another pair of softs for the remaining 10 or so laps. He might try and push one more lap to go 11 and 11 laps on these soft compound tyres. Another driver out there is Nunhammer. He may be able to push these tyres to the end, but we'll wait and see. But that promotes Fury to first, and Absolute back onto the podium now.
Mate,
and penalties are going to decide this race.
Tactical, for all of his hard work at the front, he's come out only a second ahead of Milligains, who had that massive issue. As someone's in the wall, mate.
It's tabbed.
It is tabbed.
Sector 3. We weren't
and
getting any footage
of it.
Out. He's gone and out.
No safety car though. Definitely yellow
flag.
Oh,
into the hairpin. Roscoe on the outside. Flourish on the inside. And he gets a very good
Kraken
exit, the Red Bull driver.
Well. Kraken is around as well.
Not out critically. But Roscoe makes the move up into 4th position. And with all the drivers ahead needing to pit, he is in a net lead of this race. And Tactical, who is down there in 12th, has got a big chase and a lot of cars in between to get back to Roscoe Arm.
I tell you what, mate, Roscoe is in a great position in this race. I tell you what, he'll be very hard on tyres at the end of this race, but he is in a better position than most around him, as we're seeing a big gaggling of cars from 13th up through 10th, mate. So there's a lot of moves to be made and a lot of fast drivers that have just come into the box that are really starting to pressure some of these old tyre runners.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Big Nick, thank you for the follow, mate. Appreciate it. That was a few minutes ago, but we do appreciate your followage and your support of these lads out on track. It's all sorts of spice out on track. Absolute Scott, M Stone, Roscoe, Flourish, Nat Hammer, Brad Tay, Johnny M4, the Stick for company. They're in a what is it?
Mate, a little bit further down. Tactical and Milligames all over the back of Suicide 5. They almost went 3 wide down there at that hairpin before Suicide just got a little bit of a better drive.
Suicide makes the move on the McLaren. Can the Ferrari follow him through? Milligan's picked up another penalty. A great run through the Wall of Champion chicane for Tactical.
Yeah,
and
great
on the
move
inside line, he's
Nick
going to make this move. And he's going to make these moves quickly, mate. If he wants to make it up. Here comes Fury out of the box! Fury on the box, and as I said, he's out on the soft compound tyre, mate. Fury, known for his strategies, obviously by his name, and he might have played on MasterCard here with the softs. He's going to have a big advantage for the next couple of laps.
Isn't he what? And this is a big moment in this race. Is Fury Strat? He's absolutely he came stonking out of the pits, but just critically, he was just behind Tactical Genius. Who's Milligames and Fury Strat, a little bit. Oh, they're gonna go very
deep,
wide, very deep indeed. And who can get the better drive? You would think that the soft compound tyre will get the better drive, but it hasn't been the case, mate. And they are going.
And 2 by 2,
side
by side.
And Suicide 5 has lost out to 3 drivers down that straight.
Yes, he has. And critically, Tactical has got Milligames behind him now, not Fury.
Tactical Genius is in AI, mate. So I'm not sure.
Is he? Has he lagged out of the... Oh, he's not on AI from my screen.
Now. So he must have...
Oh, Milligames up the inside! Look at this! A very bold, audacious move from Milligames. That was class.
Tactical going very slowly. So I did mention he was in AI. Did something happen? Has something happened to? I'm gonna guess. Oh, Kiwi's out.
In the pit lane is Crazy Kiwi. A pit and quit. But at the front, Roscoe has taken the lead from M Stone, who's on the very old medium tired compound set. But this is the battle we're watching with interest. Milligames, Tactical, and Fury. And Fury's going to get a move on now while these softs are in the best condition. And he's got a great run out of the final corner. He is juicing that battery, Moosey. He's squeezing every bit of performance out of it. And they're closing down on Milligames. On the inside is Fury. He gets it deep. He almost collects Milligames. That's Flourish Expire. He's lost his front wing. Had all sorts of incidents. It appears Fury almost got it all wrong and took both of them out with him. But snuck past Tactical. What are we watching?
If that is going to be the move that wins this race, I am all for that.
Mate, that was right on the limit, wasn't it, Moosey? But, oh, good, was it spicy?
Absolutely, and don't forget, our viewers at home, you can have your vote for Driver of the Day. I'm sure the link is about to go up in the chat, so for those viewers at home, there's about 97 of you at the moment. As big tank slapper there for Tactical Genius, and he just caught it. Do not forget to have your vote for Driver of the Day here, as it looks like a 3-horse race between Milligames, Fury Strat, and Tactical Genius for the win of this race. Having said that,
Tactical's lost the DRS.
Yes,
Tactical's lost the DRS. Here comes Fury down the inside. He's got such impressive speed on that straight, and he takes the position. But a switch back from Milligames. Look at that. He got such a good run. But Fury's trying again down the inside, and I think he's going to get it this time.
He's just got too much pace in that car at the moment, Dees. those soft compound tyres absolutely coming into their own. They're 3 laps old now, so they will be red hot as we're seeing another
Who's
yellow
that?
flag.
Nick Magoo.
Nick Magoo. It is Nick Magoo facing the wrong way at turn 2 there.
That was huge, mate. Nick Magoo, he's on that hard compound tyre, which we've been saying it's not ideal. And the gap between Fury and Roscoe Arm, it is 11.5 seconds, mate. So Roscoe's got to keep pumping in these laps, but he's also got to keep those tyres in some sort of good shape to fight in the last few laps. Penalties are going to decide this one, I think, mate.
Yeah, I think you've definitely hit the nail on the head there, mate. And Johnny M4 has got 12 seconds of them. Roscoe with 6 seconds, Fury Strat with 6 seconds, Milligames with 6 seconds. Tactical Genius yet to get a penalty. Could that be the deciding factor in this race? Or could the 2 Red Bull boys out front, could the 2 Red Bull boys play a little bit of the team game and sacrifice one to get the maximum points?
Roscoe picks up another 3 seconds now. It's at 9 for him now, and that could be the nail in the coffin. As these three, they're reeling him in, not at a very fast pace, not 1 second a lap, but they're definitely reeling that gap in. And Tactical, sitting at the back of this 3-man train with no penalties, is looking the best to take the race win at this stage.
Well, mate, I'll tell you what, it's really not though. Because you say they're not catching them by a second a lap. They need to be catching them by more than a second of the lap. We have 6 laps left in this race, mate, and they're not putting a big enough dent in the 2 Red Bulls.
You're not wrong.
Yes, penalties are going to play a big part, but I'll tell you what,
so
they're
Roscoe's
not quite
a 2.5
enough.
second gap. Roscoe, as it stands, has a 2.5 second delta between himself and Tactical for what is the race lead with penalties applied. So it's at 11.2 seconds now, minus 9 seconds off that. That gives you 2.2 seconds. And obviously it's fluctuating around that 2.5 seconds, 2 second gap at the moment. So it is critical that Roscoe keeps it consistent and doesn't get another pen.
I'll be back in a sec, mate. The missus is having a chat.
No, you're right, mate. You are right. So Fury has actually run away from Milliganes here. That soft compound tyre is working very well for him, but it's going to go away at the last few laps here as they get towards 10 laps old. Tactical, he needs to get past Milliganes now, or they need to work together to close in the gap. Nathammer gets another 3 second penalty for his troubles. We'll look at the fastest lap for a second. Who's got that one at the moment? Well, there you go. It just popped up in our stream. Flourish Expire down there in 13th position is holding the fastest lap. But Fury running away from the 2 in front. But he's got 6 seconds of pen, so it's really between Roscoe and Tactical at this point.
Yeah, that it is, mate. And I'll tell you what, the penalties are going to play such a big part in this.
Tactical gets it done on Milliganes. But can Milliganes fight? He's so good out of that final corner, but the DRS for Tactical just helps him to stay in front. But he is low on the ERS. I think they all are at this point. And we'll flick back to the leader gap. It is still 2.5 seconds for Roscoe Arm with 4 laps to go.
Yeah, more importantly, the pass that Tactical Genius has made on Milliganes has really released him now. And he's definitely catching Fury Strat ahead, who I'm going to guess is just starting to struggle a little bit on those soft compound tyres.
I think he's still going strong at the moment, mate. Give it 2 more laps and he will be struggling. Who's that? The Steeg! The Steeg around there at the exit of 7. Here comes Nanhammer. He may be able to get the move done in the next portion of the lap. But we tune back to the front. Milliganes and Tactical. Tactical running away. But look at this DRS. It's at 9. It's 1 second at the beginning of this DRS. Look at what it's going to be into turn 1, mate. Just look at the suction Milliganes is enjoying.
Yeah,
and yes, that was intended to sound a bit suspect.
A little bit dirty.
And look, it's 4 tenths. It's 3 tenths. It is 7 tenths of a second alone through those 2 DRS zones. Well,
mate, the gap between Roscoe and Tactical Genius, pardon me, is 1.2-ish seconds at the moment. So Roscoe still technically winning this race at the moment. But yeah, he hasn't got much of a buffer at all. And well, with those medium compound tyres now being 16 laps old and 3 laps to go, it's going to be very tough for him because Pirelli, of course, recommended between 12 and 14 laps on that tyre.
Yes, they did, mate. A few of those laps under the safety car, which is going to help extend the life of them. However, you're not wrong. They're not going to be feeling great at this point in the race. Not exactly many close battles on track, the Stig and the Nahammer. They are a little bit close together, but Tactical, can he do it? He really needs to keep it clean. If he picks up a penalty, that's going to end his run, I'd say. But he's kept it clean thus far. And Roscoe's just going to keep doing what he's doing and hope it's going to be enough come the end of the 35 laps. 2.5 laps to go, Moose.
Yeah, that it is, mate. And speaking of keeping it clean, we've only had one safety car throughout the whole race. So big praise to these Tier 2 guys. Well, I've had a little bit of a glitch there again. Yeah, big praise to these Tier 2 guys who have had an absolutely stomping race and only one safety car. Having said that, we have had 5 retirements. We'll go through the retirements quickly. They are Dino 420 fan, Darkness Abyss, Jay Kelly, Tabbed F1, and Crazy Kiwi. So everyone out there will be scoring
points. The Stig spins again.
Spun again.
Same location, same result. And he's going to lose a couple of positions for his trouble. As a Blue Dog with the sub, thank you, mate. Tier 1 sub, 5 months, baby. Let's get it. Zing on, lad. And Fader, Callie, Goulia, and Mathcraft with the follows. 007. Appreciate it, brother. And we'll have a look at this leader gap. It's now down to 9.8 seconds. So Roscoe is doing enough critically at the moment. 2 laps to go. And now Fury Strat is being reeled in by Tactical as those softs begin to go off. Can Fury help Roscoe get a win?
Well, it could come down to the team play between these 2 Red Bulls. We will have to wait and see. Only a lap and a half or so left now. As mentioned before, everyone that is finishing this race is getting points. Of course, in the OSRL, top 15 get points for our newer viewers. So everyone at the moment is getting a point or 2 in this race. Fastest lap is available for everyone. Current fastest lap is with Flourishing Fire.
Sorry to cut you off, mate. Here comes Tactical on Fury. Down the back straight into 13. Gets the position. And will this DRS, will that overtake, get him the win? We are now on the final flying lap, and that gap is right at 9 seconds. We are right up on the bubble for Roscoe. He's going to push every bit, and he's going to get DRS off the Stig here. Could that be the deciding difference in this race?
Yeah, absolutely it could be, mate. And it's worth mentioning that
Tactical gets a penalty! Tactical gets a 3-second penalty, Moose!
Such a huge...
That is the nails in the coffin!
Roscoe's going to win this race now, mate.
Roscoe is going to win as long as he can hold it together for the remaining 3 corners. He must have a smile on his screen.
And he's going to get a huge tow here from the Williams. I'm going to guess that's the Stig in front of him.
It is the Stig.
So
he's got the DRS.
With that huge strategy towards the end, he's going to have done enough here, I think. Could Red Bull go 1-2? I don't think so. I think there'll be a big drop.
The penalties will decide it.
But Roscoe has technically won this race at the moment.
Yes, we believe he's won this race. Johnny M4 takes second on the track. We'll see where he ends up. Tactical and Fury jump him. Tactical comes home in second. What about Milligains? It's only 5th for him. Absolute's coming across the line now. So Johnny M4 is going to get 4th position. M Stone in 7th there. Brad Tay in Mercedes. He's coming home for 8th position. Nat Hammer in the Haas. He's going to come home in the points after an incident-filled race. Suicide 5 keeps up his point scoring streak of 5 races. He's in the points again in 10th position. Donny never seemed to be with it tonight. He finishes in 11th in the points. That's what you've got to do in these tough races, Moose. You've got to finish in the points, and with points down to 15th, you can do that almost on every time of asking. Flourish comes home in 9th. It is Nick Magoo 19th, and it's going to be the Kraken and the Stig, who I think are both trying to go for fastest lap here.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning that
Kraken gets it.
Even with that penalty to Tactical, the gap is 3.5. Roscoe won this race on his own.
Roscoe run it. There you go. So Roscoe, despite the penalty, got it done. So kudos to Roscoe. We will be speaking with him, Fury, and Tactical Genius in a moment.
Don't forget to get your votes in for Driver of the Day also, as we will talk to Driver of the Day.
Well, the form is still the Tier 3 one. So give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll update the link for the Driver of the Day. There's only the one reserved tonight, isn't there?
Yes. I never realised how absolutely ugly the games version of Adrian Newey is. That is a shocker. Adrian, I know you're watching us. Don't take that the wrong way, mate. But
you sure he's not busy designing a car?
No. He'd be watching the OSRL. It's the absolute creme de l'amour of Australian motorsport. He'll be scouting, mate. So we'll run you through this grid. It is VSR Roscoe with the win. Tactical Genius in second. Mr. Fury Strat P3. Johnny M4 has got P4. Absolute in P5. Milligames P6. M Stone P7. Brad Tay P8. Nat Hammer P9. Suicide 5 in P10. OSRL Donny, despite having a few moments, he's finished P11. Flourish Expire there, P12. Nick Magoo, P13. The Stig, P14. And Kraken there with the fastest lap in 15th. Crazy Kiwi, Tab, J Kelly, Darkness Abyss, and Dino did not complete this race.
Yeah, that's it, Moosey. So everyone who finished got into the points with the 5 non-finishers. And we'll be speaking to our driver of the day. I've just posted the link about 500 times in the chat for everyone. So that is the correct form now. It's right there. If you can't find the link, I think you're having a bit of an issue with your eyes, Macintosser. As official Twigson and Sluggers Tuggers. That's a great name. Thank you for the follow, guys. We appreciate it. But we'll get the 3 into the box now. I believe that Tactical will need an invite as well as Fury, maybe.
Mate, I'll tell you what. We could for this segment, if we did get KFC on board as a sponsor, we could call it the Zinger Box, the OSRL Commentary Zinger Box.
Right, you're talking absolute gold here.
I am. That has got marketing written all over it. So, Colonel, if you can hear me, you're definitely watching because we're a big fan. You would get around it, mate. The OSRL Commentary Zinger Box. They'll sell that. You watch. They'll bloody sell that.
I reckon they will, mate. It's got a catchy ring to it. So I'm just trying to sort out invites for all of the guys here.
You're right, mate. You do that, and I'll entertain our viewers. We have seen 35 laps of the very best racing here on the streets of Canada, and Montreal was the word I was looking for. It has been absolute action aplenty. Very, very clean from the boys. Only having the one safety car coming around that lap 15 mark, which made things very, very spicy indeed. Ultimately, that's what's won Roscoe this race, boxing for the medium compound tyre under that safety car. And he has taken those medium compound tyres 20 laps at the end of this one to get them to the end. I'm sure my co-commentator is getting those boys a invite, and we have been joined by him. We'll get to him in just a minute when the other 2 boys come in. But as I was saying, 35 laps of the very best here from the OSRL Tier 2 boys. It's been action aplenty. There was so many overtakes. There was so much action throughout that entire race. One safety car like we mentioned, making things very, very tasty in the middle of that race.
That's right. It came at the perfect time, didn't it, Moose? It put different drivers on different strategies, and that's what we really do like to see. So we do appreciate all of the votes coming in for Driver of the Day. They are coming in hot and fast, Moose. A reminder, the last reminder to everyone, I'm going to post a link about 300 more times in the chat so everyone can not see another message. They will see the Driver of the Day form. Get your votes in. Appreciate it. We'll speak to them after the podium interviews. But you can kick that off now with Mr. Fury Strat, Moves.
Yeah, Fury Strat came in very late there for those soft compound tyres. Had amazing pace once you got out, but they just started to drop off there at the end. It looked like, and mate, you still come home for a solid P3.
Yeah, it was a good result. The tyres actually felt a lot better. I actually made a mistake coming out of the hairpin, which is why Tactical was so close to me. I was actually 2.1 seconds clear, and kind of thought maybe if Roscoe's tyres really drop off, I might have been able to grab him and Johnny if Roscoe picked up maybe another pen there. There was definitely that kind of thought going through my head. I could have maybe jagged a win, but I'll take P3 after getting out of Q1 tonight, which was good. Not having to do it from the back of the grid's a little bit easier than what I've had to do in the past. Yeah,
that it is, mate. And you've really summed it up well. But mate, the safety car came out at a really awkward time. And what were your thoughts when that safety car came out?
You're completely right. It was pretty awkward. I was kind of keen to keep pumping in laps with the salts. They felt really nice. I thought I had really good pace at the time, but yeah, it was just kind of stick it out. I thought maybe I could extend the stint. The watch Milligains come in, went a little bit longer than him. After I went late, I really thought Roscoe, the tyres would drop off for him, but he's done a really good job to manage the tyres up there. But to kind of come out where I did after that stop though was kind of crucial to be basically right on the gearbox of Tactical was huge for me to be able to kind of maximise my points tonight.
Yeah, absolutely it was, mate, and excellent drive from yourself, mate. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Just want a quick little shout out Tactical and Milligains. That was a nice little battle. Really appreciate the close wheel that we were driving. It's really fun, and also well done to Roscoe for getting the P1 as well.
Thank you, Fury, and we'll move on now to Tactical. Well, that was some sort of debut in the league, mate. Congratulations. I'm sure it wasn't quite the race win you were hoping for, given how things were going in that race, but P2, you can't be too displeased with that one.
No, definitely not. Wow, what a race. That was heaps of fun. I thought I almost had it at the end, but just pushed too hard on one of the corners and picked up that 3-second penalty. I actually don't think I would have got there, even if I didn't have that penalty.
We did touch on that. It would have been half a second between you and Roscoe, so Roscoe just did enough, and kudos to him. But you were flying out there, and unfortunately the safety car just came out at the wrong time for you, just sort of at an awkward time for your tyre strategy.
Yeah, unfortunately, but that's okay. I still feel like I was up there, and it was some really good battles I had with Milligains and Fury. Fortunately not with Roscoe, but he was pushing me at the end. I was looking at his times and trying to reel him in, but couldn't quite get there. But I feel like I did pretty well tonight, so pretty happy.
Yeah, 100%, mate. You put in some great overtaking for us to enjoy watching, and I'm sure you have a good time watching back the stream. You also performed well in qualifying as well, so nothing but positives to take out of this one for you, my friend.
Definitely.
Yes, so congratulations, and I'm sure we'll see you back on the grid at some stage during the rest of the season, obviously being a reserve, but if you put your hand up every week, that will be looked on positively by us in the admin team. So thank you, Tactical.
Beautiful, thanks guys.
Cheers. And Roscoe, what a race. That was a stellar performance, son.
Oh man, my heart is still pounding at that one. That was so nerve-wracking towards the end. I thought, once Tactical had got past the other guys with penalties, I thought, I'm done. I've finished fourth, really. But I'm actually so surprised that the tyre wear wasn't too bad. Like, the last couple of games, you've started the soft competitor tyres, they'd be dead, 5-6 laps into the race, and you'd have to do pretty much a 2-stop. So really surprised myself there. So, but that safety car, as soon as I saw Tactical Genius continue on, and I saw I had a fresh set of mediums, I thought, I've got to come in. This is the one shot I've got. It was obviously difficult to get through the traffic. I know the other guys were on different strategies, I get that, but I just had to just pace myself a little bit, and then right towards the end, it was tantalisingly close. I thought, once Tactical got under 9 seconds, I thought, oh, geez, I'm in trouble here. So I just had to give my absolute all here, and then when I saw it at the end, and I didn't realise he actually got a 3 second later on in the race, but oh man, I don't know what words to say, really.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. He picked it up on the last lap, but as we had just touched on before, it wouldn't have made the difference. What made the difference was your outstanding pace on those mediums, and we were thinking that they might have gone off towards the end of that stint, but you're saying that they were feeling okay to the end. Obviously not the best, but in okay condition.
Yeah, I think the tyre wear probably got to about 40-odd%, possibly. Might have been a little bit more in between 40 and 50%, I think, was the worst tyre. So didn't feel too bad. I had a few catching moments, obviously, but I just had to pace myself, obviously, a little bit. Just got to get those tyres to the end, but yeah, I don't really know what else to say, really. Congrats to the other two lads as well. They certainly pushed their way through the field as well to get onto the podium, so well done, guys.
Yeah, 100%, mate. You made it work, and it was very impressive. That sort of conservative approach we may have criticised you for in Monaco, I think that's what got you the race win this evening. So, 100% kudos to you, my friend. Well deserved, and driver of the day also goes to yourself. So, a perfect race. Good qualifying, perfect race, and a great way to get back into the championship talks after a couple of weeks out early on. So well done, Roscoe, and we'll see you on track next week, my friend.
Cheers, guys, and thanks everyone for voting for you for driver of the day. I'm taking it back, absolutely.
Cheers, Roscoe.
Cheers, guys.
Moosey, what a race, mate.
Mate.
What a podium, what a strategy from some of these guys. It was insane.
You're not wrong. I give you the tip, you are not wrong, mate, and there is only one phrase for that whole race, and that is action aplenty. We saw a very awkwardly placed safety car through the middle of that race just open up the strategies for all these boys so much, and the two Red Bulls pulling the master stroke up front, alright, penalties played their part in the end. But, you know, you had the guys a little bit further back that were absolutely flying home. And it just shows you the one-stop versus the two-stop strategy. Both of them work here at Canada.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Roscoe actually did the two-stop. He just took advantage of that safety car. He only did about 4 laps on that second set of tyres. It was a medium compound. But that was... he called it perfectly with that safety car. And that's what got him the win today, as you were saying. That was his only chance of getting to the front, and he made it work. And to sum that up, I would say that it was insanely clean action. It was insane, it was clean, and it was action-packed.
Well, that's exactly right, mate. And I touched on it a few times throughout the night. Only one safety car. You know, when we had 4, I think, last night. For the boys tonight to only have one safety car, and I don't even think I saw a virtual safety car once. So they've kept it very clean indeed, and I just can't speak highly enough of that race. It's got to be thrown in the ring with that really, really good race we had earlier this season in Bahrain as possibly a season front runner.
I think it's insane to think that I think we're going to see multiple races better than that. Because the action here in Tier 2 is just absolutely ridiculous. And you're in for a treat tuning in every Wednesday night, guys. We do really appreciate all the support, not on just tonight's stream, but on the whole OSRL Twitch scene throughout the start of this Season 2. It's been insane. Tune in tomorrow night for Tier 1 around the Montreal Canadian GP circuit. It's going to be faster, it's going to be action-packed. It could be even a bit more chaotic. We could see some rain. Who knows, Moosey? But until then, that's all I've got to say. You can sign us off, mate.
Well, yeah, absolutely, mate. Thank you for having me in the box again tonight. It's an absolute pleasure to call the race with yourself. On behalf of everyone at OSRL, we thank you, the viewers, for joining us. We've hit 500 followers tonight, which is absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, thank you to all of our viewers. And until next time, everyone stay safe and have a great night.
100%, guys. See you guys soon, and show this man a bit of love on this raid. See you soon. Alright, Moose, I'm going to take a piss and I'll be back.
Alright, mate.
Good call in the box, lad.
Thanks, mate. Oh, fuck no.
Man, the racing in fucking tier 2 at the moment, it is...
Oh, it's red hot.
It's nuts.
I can't believe how many viewers we're getting.
I think it helps the fact that, cause in tier 1 there's a couple of guys that you can kind of single out that are going to win races.
Yeah.
Tier 3 there's a couple of guys you can single out to win races. In, tier 2, anyone in the top,
there's a good half the grid that could win.
It's interesting. I think that's why people are keen for it, and also then used to just being able to commentate it all. Even getting clean action in front of you always helps.
Yeah. What's it like? I was saying to Deezy the other week, I think it was maybe Monaco was a bit of a snooze fest, but it was still action.
Yeah.
It's like there's always something happening.
Yeah, and whether it's actually a battle on track, it's actually seeing a strategy play out to whether they're going to catch up and other things like that. It's good. And it does help that I'm racing up the front of the field, battling for race wins makes it a bit nicer.
Oh,
yeah, that's that incident with Tactical going into, well, Tactical and Milligan's going into the last chicane there where I had to basically dive it down.
Yeah.
I'm kind of waiting for him to report me, to be honest.
Really?
Because, I got past him before the corner started, but I had no choice because, Milligan's had to slow up so much because he was so shallow.
Yeah.
So I've then gone, okay, cool, he slowed up a lot. Oh shit, he slowed up a lot. And I've, taken a diving action down the inside. Didn't gain anything extra on than I would have already got on him because I had to...
You might be alright then.
The corner.
They did put out in the pre-race briefing that there was going to be zero tolerance in that corner though.
Yeah, that was for moves around the outside though. I was down the inside and I would have remained on the track if Milligan's wasn't parked on the apex.
Yeah, fair cool.
Figured. I'll explain that in the steward chat. It's not for a case of me trying to gain an advantage on anyone. It's me trying to make sure I don't ruin three people's races very possibly, because Tactical would have been caught up in the inside as well if we crashed.
No, fair